Coming up next, gas prices are skyrocketing. How the big jump is costing local drivers.
It's ridiculous. I mean, we're not getting paid anymore.
Plus, a message from a breast cancer survivor to others. What to be on alert for, especially for younger people.
And Penn State homecoming weekend is here. But could a surge in visitors leave local businesses overwhelmed? The Centre County Report starts now. Good afternoon. I'm Grace McCarthy.
And I'm Austin Boley. Thanks for joining us for the Centre County Report. Our top story, gas prices are going through the roof and are now at a 7-year high. The average gallon price sits at almost $4.50 in California, and here in Centre County, the average is around $3.50. Reporter Andrew Destin has more on the price jump.
Kevin Wright is a State College area truck driver. Going to the gas station is one part of the job he dreads.
It's ridiculous. I mean, we're not getting paid anymore money, so I figure, why is the gas prices climbing like this?
Wright has to pay a pretty penny whenever he makes a trip to this Unimart on South Atherton Street. Gas prices in the United States are the highest they've been in 7 years. According to AAA, the national average price for a gallon of gas is $3.34, which is more than $1 higher than it was a year ago at this time. Still, some State College residents aren't as stressed as Wright.
I'm concerned, I'm worried, but I have faith that it will settle again. I think it's not the first time, but I think it will get better.
In Centre County, the average price for a gallon of gas is $3.43. Experts point to a higher demand for gas due to COVID vaccines as the cause for the rise.
Demand has surged, production is not. So unfortunately, we're kind of in an imbalance right now because of COVID.
Unfortunately for local drivers, it sounds like these prices aren't going to drop anytime soon.
Instead, Dahan envisions this trend may continue.
I really don't foresee broad relief in gas prices potentially until winter.
For truck drivers like Wright, it seems that trips to the pump will continue to make a dent in their wallets. In State College, I'm Andrew Destin for the Centre County Report.
Of the 50 states, Pennsylvania has the 10th highest cost per gallon of gas.
More bus service changes are on their way from CATA because of severe staffing shortages. And riders across the area are feeling the effects already. Reporter Jack McCune has the story.
Abby Minnick has to get from her State College apartment to the Willard building for school and work on crutches. The Penn State student says it's been a struggle because she relies on CATA, which is facing major bus staffing shortages.
Once I was waiting 2 hours for a bus, and they were letting some people off, but they weren't letting anyone on. And I just started crying.
After being late to class because the bus she was waiting for was too crowded, she had had enough.
I'm paying thousands of dollars to even go to school, and for me not even to have a guaranteed ride to get there is just ridiculous.
So Abby drives to campus and she parks in the BJC lot right behind me. But the Willard building's on the entire other side of campus. Now, normally she'd be able to take the Green Link, Red Link, or White Loop over there. But starting on Monday, the Green Link will be temporarily suspended by CATA, and the Red Link and White Loop will run less frequently. Jackie Sheeter from CATA says the cuts are aimed at providing more reliable service, and it has nothing to do with profit.
The actual issue that we're having is a staffing issue and not a money issue. Money actually doesn't play any role in it. It's an interesting dynamic.
CATA is offering a $1,500 sign-on bonus for new bus drivers. Sheeter says the incentives are working, but hiring more drivers isn't that simple.
Even once we hire someone, it still takes a couple weeks before we can actually get them in the seat.
Sheeter hopes CATA can find enough employees so riders like Abby can have more options to get around town. In University Park, I'm Jack McCune for the Centre County Report.
If you or someone you know is affected by CATA's route cuts, visit their website for alternative modes of transportation at catabus.com.
Long hospital stays and issues with discharging patients due to COVID have been causing problems for Mount Nittany Medical Center. The hospital has 36 COVID inpatients right now and has seen an average of 32 this month. The high numbers are resulting in fewer beds to care for other patients, longer wait times in the emergency department, and rescheduling of surgical procedures.
Penn State has extended its vaccine mandate to 6 more campuses, along with University Park. All faculty and staff at Penn State locations where federal contract work is being done are required to be fully vaccinated against COVID by December 8th under President Biden's executive order. The requirement will also affect Penn State employees at Altoona, Behrend, Brandywine, Du Bois, Fayette, and Harrisburg campuses. There's mixed reaction among employees.
It's been serious and dangerous, and I'm very happy that such a large population of the Penn State community has been vaccinated.
We've been back to normal for 8 weeks now, full-blown normal, and it's been nice. It's been nice to see how this community has responded.
The deadline to file for vaccine exemption is next week.
The Red Cross says it's facing an emergency shortage of blood and platelets, causing some hospitals to postpone elective surgeries. Fall is usually when blood supplies increase, but the Red Cross is seeing the lowest post-summer level of blood supply in at least 6 years. Blood drives are happening in the area at these locations through October, and all blood types are needed, especially type O.
In other health news, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and reporter Rachel Suga says there's a new focus on unexpected population that may be at risk.
Vanessa Chapoy says she just turned 24 and was living a healthy life when something unexpected stopped her in her tracks. After feeling an intense pain in her breast, she felt a large lump. A trip to the doctor confirmed the bad news: a meatball-sized tumor.
Making sure that people and young people know how to look out for when there's something off with their body, just giving them those tools that don't cost any money. You can do it at home. There's so many educational materials online.
Chapoy became part of a group of younger women dealing with breast cancer. Experts say nearly 80% of young women find their cancer on their own because most women under 40 rarely get mammograms.
Typically in the younger population, we see a delay in diagnosis and more aggressive phenotypes. When a younger woman notices a change in their breast, we typically don't associate breast cancer with younger women.
There's a lot at stake when it comes to cancer. About 1 in 8 American women will develop invasive breast cancer over the course of her lifetime. While some awareness campaigns are branded with memorable, even funny, slogans like "I heart boobies," breast cancer is no joking matter.
I am a year and a half cancer free.
Early detection can save lives, so remembering to actually listen to those bracelets can show your own breasts the truest form of love. In State College, I'm Rachel Suga reporting for Center County Report.
If you have concerns about your breast health, medical professionals encourage you to visit your nearest breast specialist as soon as possible.
It's homecoming weekend at Penn State. Coming up, we'll show you what's going on and when.
Plus, will rain stick around for the weekend? We'll check the 7-day forecast. Also coming up, with Halloween coming soon, there's a lot of talk about haunted places in central PA. But we take you to a lesser-known spooky spot in Center County.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
State College police have updated their investigation into 3 alleged incidents at the State High homecoming dance a few weeks ago. After looking into an alleged fight and indecent exposure, police say there's not enough evidence to result in criminal action, but they have filed a written allegation against a juvenile accused of forcibly taking an item from another person at the dance. The case will be handled in juvenile court.
The State College School District is giving substitute teachers a raise. The district just approved a $10 per day increase, bringing the daily rate between $95 and $105 for fill-in teachers. Like many other districts, State College is facing a shortage of subs.
It's homecoming week at Penn State, and the extra foot in traffic downtown State College may cause an even larger strain on already short-staffed businesses. Reporter Lexi Lideline has more.
It's going to be one of the largest parades we've ever had.
Penn State students, alumni, and community members have been taking part in all the homecoming festivities throughout the week, leading up to the 99th annual homecoming parade.
Homecoming events like the Best of Penn State Carnival, or BOPS Carnival for short, included lawn games, bouncy houses, sweet treats, and art activities like free caricatures and face painting.
The homecoming parade will begin at University Drive and Road, travel through downtown State College, and finish at the Nittany Lion Shrine. But business managers like Greg Hooper of McClanahan's are wondering how they'll take on the increase in customers while dealing with a labor shortage.
Management here has been putting more hours, we've been working a little bit of overtime just because we have to fill in the gaps of, how many people we don't have that we, back before pandemic would have had on staff.
Hooper said despite their efforts to call in those employees who are off this weekend, it still may not be enough, and he'll have to be working some long hours himself.
This week I'll definitely hit at least 50, probably closer to 55, maybe even 60.
Although downtown businesses are dealing with understaffing, Hooper said McClanahan's will be open for its normally scheduled hours. In State College, I'm Lexi Lideline for the Center County Report.
The homecoming parade starts tonight at 6, and some streets will be closed.
Well, it's been a much cloudier day here in State College than we've seen over the past several days. It is also much cooler here in State College, just 55 degrees at the noontime hour out at the University Park Airport, aided in no part at all by a westerly wind at 6 miles an hour, bringing in slightly cooler air from the mountains just to our west. Our high-resolution visible satellite picture shows that clouds are a commonality across a majority of the Commonwealth, except in the Lehigh and the Delaware valleys, where they've been able to get a little bit more sunshine and have also been able to warm up just a little bit more during the course of the first half of the day today. Regionally, temperatures generally in the mid and upper 50s, but you can see as we zoom out to the statewide view that temperatures at this noon hour are very elevation dependent. So on the Northwest Plateau, still seeing some 40s on the board, also in Johnstown, 48 degrees. Meanwhile, down in the Delaware Valley, 66 degrees, the reading out in Philadelphia, because they've had some additional sun during the course of the day today. 24 hours ago, we were much warmer to the tune of 10, 15, even approaching 20 degrees warmer yesterday than we're seeing right now because we've had a cold front sweep across the area, and that's going to be the trend as we head into the rest of the evening hours during the rest of the day today. Clouds, commonality across not only Pennsylvania, but also the Ohio Valley and the Northeast as well, associated with a weakening area of low pressure, but it does have one final round of rain for us, and that'll arrive tonight as we time things out here on Futurecast. Some light showers, mainly in central PA, just as the homecoming events are coming to an end this evening. Then during the day on Saturday, mostly cloudy skies, perhaps dodging a sprinkle here or there. Then we'll get a brief break from the clouds as we end the day Saturday. But then on Sunday, you can see this area of low pressure. That's going to be our next rainmaker here in central PA. It'll arrive over the end of the day Sunday and into the first half of the day on Monday and bring plenty of precipitation to a majority of the Commonwealth. And then we switch into a very unsettled pattern as we'll have several low-pressure systems to bring abundant precipitation to Pennsylvania. And so the rain jacket, the ponchos, the umbrellas are going to be a very popular accessory here on campus for the next several days, really all of next week. As we head into the rest of the day today, 56 degrees for your afternoon high temperature, a few peaks of sun perhaps in the afternoon, and then the winds will relax late in the afternoon and evening hours. Then for homecoming events this evening, 53 degrees overnight, or 53 degrees this evening, and then we'll cool off into the 40s overnight tonight. The rest of your 7-day forecast looks like this. Mid-50s will be the name of the game. Much more seasonable for where we should be this time of year. Temperatures far closer to our seasonal averages. So Grace and Austin, back where we should be for this time of year. Just keep the rain jacket handy.
Yeah, thank you, Christopher. It's nice to finally get a relief from these hot temperatures that made us feel like we were in the middle of July.
Yeah, it's certainly a far cry from the last couple of weeks, but I'm a fan of cold weather, so I'll take it.
Now over to Kelly for sports.
Coming up next in sports, we have the highlights from last night's Penn State hockey game against Niagara. Also coming up, Penn State football takes on Illinois in tomorrow's homecoming game. We'll preview the game and more after the break.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
I'm Kelly Warner with sports. Penn State football is back in Beaver Stadium tomorrow to take on 2-5 Illinois, but there are bigger things on the Nittany Lions' minds than a homecoming win. It's homecoming weekend for the Nittany Lions in more ways than one. The team returned to the practice field after a bye week and memories of a tough loss at Iowa. As multiple players recover from injuries, the biggest question mark is the status of starting quarterback Sean Clifford. He was back on the field Wednesday working through throwing drills alongside Taquan Roberson and Christian Veilleux. But who will be taking the snaps for the Nittany Lions on Saturday is still up in the air. But the Illini might be without their starting QB as well. In similar fashion to Clifford, Illinois quarterback Brandon Peters suffered an injury in the game against Wisconsin before the Fighting Illini also had a bye last weekend. Peters was cleared to return to the field on Thursday, but Coach Bielema did not yet name a starter. Coach Franklin is focused on having the three quarterbacks share reps so they are prepared for anything, but he is hoping for a certain outcome.
I think we would all agree that we'd like Sean back, so we'll adjust. We'll adjust and do what we have to do. We obviously want to be able to invest our time where we think we're going to get the greatest return.
On the other side of the ball, Penn State will have a hole to fill after the loss of P.J. Mustipher. Other defensive leaders like Jesse Luketa and Derek Tangelo will have to work to fill that gap, as the Lion defense will try to remain dominant. Penn State will sport their Generations of Greatness uniforms at tomorrow's homecoming game. Kicks off at 12 p.m. at Beaver Stadium. Kickoff is at noon tomorrow, and you can listen to the game live on Penn State Com Radio. Now to high school football. Bald Eagles off to a 7-1 start this season, and the Eagles have dominated opponents. Reporter Chris Lemo has more on the team's success.
At Bald Eagle Area High School, the bleachers are expected to be packed tonight for a matchup against undefeated Jersey Shore. With the Eagles tearing through their conference schedule, it would be easy to look forward to the playoff spotlight in a few weeks. Head coach Jesse Nagel says he has his team focused 1 week at a time.
We try to focus on only that game. We don't trade tape. We don't do anything else like that. In the future, we make sure we take care of this game first.
Senior team captain and defensive end Caleb Mattis has been part of a Bald Eagles defense that has allowed only 9 points in their last 5 games. His defensive unit will be tasked with stopping a Bulldogs offense that has put up an average of 42 points per game and has been among the best of any Class 4A teams in the state. As captain, Mattis has stepped up to be a leader on and off the field for the team.
Yeah, of course, that kind of person is always needed in the locker room. You always need somebody to tell the guys, time is now. You got to step up and do your job.
The Eagles will finish up the regular season next week before beginning a playoff run with high expectations of playing deep into the state tournament. In Wingate, I'm Chris Lemo for the Center County Report.
Other games this weekend. Bellefonte is at Clearfield tonight. Penns Valley goes to Phillipsburg, and State College plays at Harrisburg tomorrow. You can see high school football highlights on our new episode of After the Whistle. Penn State men's hockey dominated from start to finish last night, beating Niagara 4-0 at Pagula Ice Arena. Kevin Wall got the scoring started, making no mistake on this beautiful pass from Ben Copeland. Freshman Ben Schoen was fired up to score his first career goal in the second period. Defender Christian Berger continues his hot start to the season, already passing his point total from all of last year. Goalie Oscar Audio stopped all 23 shots faced. Coach Guy Godowski says playing in front of fans makes a difference on the ice.
But I can tell you the feeling is absolutely different, and it's not only for the coaching staff, but I've heard the players say that too. Man, it feels so much better. It's just different. Yeah, it's wonderful to have people back.
The Nittany Lions are back in action tonight to complete the series with the Purple Eagles. 14th ranked Penn State women's volleyball has a busy weekend ahead against 2 ranked opponents. Tonight, the Nittany Lions begin a tough road trip at 12th ranked Minnesota. The match has big implications on the conference standings as both teams are tied for 3rd place. Tomorrow, they head to Madison to take on a 3rd ranked Wisconsin team that's only lost 1 match all season. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Kelly. Coming up next, Halloween is almost here. And if you're looking to get into the spirit, you can visit spooky places in our area. We'll take you to one of the most interesting haunted places in Center County.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
With Halloween right around the corner, a spooky spot once known as Scotia uncovers a chilling tale. Reporter Tori Kashadi takes you there.
Many places in Pennsylvania have their own ghost stories, but not every one has its own ghost town. Scotia was an iron center developed by Andrew Carnegie in 1881. The land was once used to iron ore for Scotia steel mills. The community had over 400 people in 25 buildings. But now, all that remains are trees, ruins, and a bone-chilling ghost story.
That's part of the mystique. It still appears once in a while to some people, apparently.
Fraser tells the spooky tale about Huda Ballas, who was killed at the Old Mud Dam in October of 1910. The murder led to the arrest of Bert DeLage, who was sentenced to death and was hung on April 25th, 1911. DeLage was the last man hung in Center County. He was laid to rest at his family's homestead, but local folk tales tell there is still a part of him that lives on. To find Scotia, there's an unmarked trail in the Scotia shooting range. This is where she was killed, and there have been sightings of the ghost on this trail. The Barrens are now part of State Game Land 176. Sightings of Scotia fabled ghosts have happened on these trails. One story comes from a group of hunters that claim to see a big, dark image. The date of that sighting? The anniversary of DeLage's death.
He screamed, and all the other kids got excited too, and they started to look at it. It looked like a black image of a man holding a knife.
These ghost sightings are just two of many others. Reporting from Scotia Barrens, I'm Tori Kashadi for the Center County Report.
I don't know, Grace, some interesting history behind Center County, but anywhere that's deemed haunted, I am staying far away as possible.
Yeah, I mean, I love a good scary movie and all, but that place might just be a little bit too real for my likings. Definitely cool. Definitely a cool place, though.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us Tuesday for our next local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report Twitter, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page and our website. Have a good afternoon.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.